Hello. My name is Mel. I'm part of the Kane Collective team. I've been a member of the VA Leadership Academy for 2.5 years now, and I'm also a coach inside of the program, as well as in charge of client experience. And I am so excited for this certification program and to see you all gain so much knowledge, skills, and most importantly, confidence as you build, book out, and scale your virtual assistant business. So let's get started. Welcome to your project management board training. We're going to go right ahead and dive into the importance of this project for you and your client. So, every client has projects, but not every client has organized projects. Without a system in place, tasks fall through the cracks, deadlines are missed, and communication gets messy. That's where you, as a VA, step in to bring order to the chaos. Project management boards are how businesses keep track of tasks, timelines, and responsibilities. You might build these for a coach planning a new program or a launch, a marketing agency managing client deliverables, or even a nonprofit running an event. For this training, I'll show you how to set up a simple project board in ClickUp. However, you could easily do the same thing in Asana, Trello, or another project management tool. The cool thing is, once you learn how to do this on one software or tool, it's very easy for you to transfer your knowledge and apply seamlessly for other software and tools. You'll want to have your account ready and logged in before we get started. By the end of this project, you'll have a fully functional project board that you can use in your portfolio and submit for certification. Let's get started. Hello. All right. So today I'm going to show you how to set up a simple project management board inside of ClickUp. And I would love you to do it alongside with me. Pretend we're sitting together right next to each other in person. I'm going to walk you through it. You're going to do it alongside of me. I'm going to use a meal prep challenge launch as an example for a health coach, but you can choose any type of project for your board. So for example, it could be a client launch, a podcast launch, a blog calendar, or even your own certification homework, whatever you want it to be. All right, so first thing you're gonna wanna do is sign into your ClickUp. And then we're going to be working underneath spaces here. So I'm going to create a new space. You could also use a pre-existing space if you would like to. So I'm going to click on this plus sign here by spaces, and I'm going to call this client projects. Again, if you already had a space called this, you could just add a list to it. In this case, I'm creating a new one. So then we're going to hit continue. And since this is a project management board, I'm going to select project management, and we're going to go ahead and click create space. Awesome. So here it is. And now what we want to do is we want to add a specific project to this space. And so that's where these lists come into play. And so it already put a list here by default. So I'm just going to go ahead and rename this one to make it specific to the project. So I'm going to call it meal prep challenge launch, hit enter, and then it's saved. So lists are great because it's just going to hold all of the tasks for one project in one place, which is great. And right now we're in list view. I like to switch over to board view. Reason being is it's a great way for tracking progress visually, so you can see exactly where things stand. Okay, now by default or by however your client has it set up, you'll see statuses like this: to do, planning, in progress, at risk. You can easily edit the stages to fit your project, and I'll show you how you can do that. If you just on one of the one of the statuses, if you click on the three dots, you can click on edit statuses. And I like if you can inherit from the space if you'd like, or if you go to custom statuses, this is where you can, if you want to, you can delete one, you can add one in, you can move them around if you want to, however you want it to be. I'm going to go ahead and keep this as is, but I just wanted to show you how you could edit for your specific project board. Okay, so these statuses represent the stages of work. Your tasks are going to move from left to right as they are completed. This gives both you and your client a clear snapshot of progress. All right, so let's go ahead and just create some tasks. So I'm going to create some sample tasks for my meal prep challenge. So I'm going to go right in here, click on add tasks. And so you can go ahead and do this with me. So here's going to be some of mine. Design opt-in page, and you can hit enter and that will save, or you can hit the purple save. I'm gonna hit enter, and then it automatically opens up for me to add another task. Another one will be create freebie checklist, which is going to be called 5 easy meal prep recipes. Save. I'm gonna add another one, write promo emails. And we also need to schedule social media posts. And then the last one I'll add for right now is host challenge kickoff call. Perfect. So we have all of our tasks in here, but now what we need to do is we need to add a due date for when they need to be completed. So everybody in your team knows, or at least you and your client know when the due dates are. We're going to also assign to the team member. So that way, whoever is supposed to do this knows that this is their assigned task. So whether it's a big team or a small team, even if it's just you and your client, it's important to know who's doing what. And then, like I said already, when it's due. And then I'm also going to show you how you can add a checklist inside of a task. Okay, so let's go ahead and start by adding a due date. So we are going to, there it is, due date, the calendar right here. So let's just go ahead and say we need the opt-in page designed by Tuesday. You can even add a specific time in there if you want. So we'll just kind of put end of day, 3 p.m. All right, that one is set up with a due date. And then if we want to assign it to somebody, you're going to hit this assignee button and you're going to select who's doing this. So I'm just going to go ahead and select Bree. So that way she knows that's her task. So I'm going to go ahead and do that for these other ones as well. Okay, so then we need the checklist created. We need that created by, let's say, Wednesday the 24th. Again, I'm going to put 3 p.m. And this one is going to be something I'm going to do. Writing the promo emails. This needs to be completed by, I'm going to say the 24th as well, 3 p.m. And this is going to be something Sam does. All right, social media posts. We'll get those scheduled, let's say by next Friday. Again, 3 p.m. And that's something I will do. Here's where I'm going to come in and show you how you can do a checklist. So when you want to add a checklist inside of a task, you can't do it from right here in the board view. You actually have to click specifically into the task so it opens up in its full screen. And then down here, you can see under action items, here's where you can add checklists. So we want it and the reason I'm doing it for this one is because we want to make sure they're scheduled on Facebook and Instagram and stories. Perfect. Oh. All right, so that's in there and you can see right there, you can see it's got that 3 checklists inside of it. All right, and then lastly, we have our challenge kickoff call. So we are going to have that due. That's going to be on October 1st, 3 p.m. And that is perfect. All right, so adding due dates, assignments, and checklists, it keeps everything organized and ensures nothing slips through the cracks. So now that we have that done, now I can show you how you move tasks across the workflow. All right, so say we are in the planning phase of designing the opt-in phase. You can drag it right over here. Say we're already in progress of creating this. And say same thing with the promo emails. You literally just drag them to where they belong, all the way to where it's complete. So you just would daily and sometimes even multiple times throughout the day, you would come in and move each task to to the correct stage. So this is how you track progress at a glance. Now, anytime you or your client comes into this board, you can instantly see what's being worked on, what's waiting for review, and what's finished. And that is that. Here is a simple project management board inside of ClickUp. Here is our finished project management board. So exciting, way to go. Let's talk about what we've built. We created lists to keep tasks organized, added due dates and assignments, and checklists. You now have a super clear and organized board so you and your client know the exact status of the project. When you present this kind of system to a client, you can say something like, I've set up a full project board for our meal prep challenge launch with timelines, deliverables, and assigned tasks to keep the project on track. They will be so grateful you're bringing order to chaos. For certification, you'll submit a screenshot or a short Loom video showing your working board. Refer below this training video for exact instructions on how to submit your project. And a little pro tip for you. To make your board look more professional for clients, add color coding or brand-specific task labels wherever you're able to. It shows extra attention to detail and makes your board look polished. I'm so proud of you. Step 1 of your certification is complete. Yay!